Happy Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Unfiltered Truth. Today, I'm going to be going over, if people struggle with this, excuse me, there's stuff in my throat. Requirements for retail traffic for getting, traffic into your business. I have run into a lot of places that don't seem to understand this. They don't prioritize it. And this is just for any kind of thing. When I say retail, I'm not talking about like a JCPenney or a Walmart. It could be anything where you rely on traffic to come in the door for any part of it. Presentation is key. I would say it's everything, but that would be a little bit too generalistic, and someone would have an issue with that because it's not, technicality, but it's a huge portion of it. It should be organized. Excuse me. It should be clean, like clean, not dusty, not well people tolerate it. It should be clean. I've gone into what are they called? Smaller parts places like PC centers or whatever, and they've got dust in the bins and it's treated like, well, people don't mind it. You should. I mean, you should care. You should be looking at that, and if there's dust in the bin, then you should be going, this is disgusting. You should be cleaning it. If there are flies in the bin, that's even more repulsive. I don't care what you're selling. I don't care if you're selling plumbing supplies. The front area should be clean. If, for example, you are in a spot where there's a lot of traffic on the road, kicks up dirt and dust, I get it. It's annoying, but just the same, clean it up. Not we're just going to leave it there because it's simple and it's easy. That's called being lazy. That's called I don't want to do it every day because I have other things to do. Well, that's also why you have a lack of traffic in there. If your sign out front looks like crap, try cleaning it up, try repairing it. I mean, if people can't really tell it's there or it looks like garbage, people are not going to want to go in there. If the area looks like it's unkept. That goes across the board for a lot of things. I'm going to use retail places like Walmart as an example because I see this everywhere with a lot of Walmarts. In fact, Walmart seems to have what I think I would consider the lowest standard. You need to face the shelves, face everything on them, line stuff up. If you've got things that are like boxed products, there's no reason they can't be symmetrically aligned. If you have packaged products, try to line them up, but slant them a little bit. If you have circular, like in a tub, the label should be facing a little bit to the left and each one behind it. There should never be, or at least rarely be, a case where a product is stuck in the back and the customer has to go over there and pull it forward. Well, we don't have people over there, or, we're busy. I really don't care what the excuse is. I really don't care. Hire more people. Every 15 minutes, somebody should pass by there and see and pull the product forward. Why can't people do it themselves? Why would you want a customer to have to do that? I mean, that I would call that lazy. If, the customer should just do it themselves, it's not that hard. Well, then what use are you? Maybe you should go work somewhere else because clearly you don't give a crap enough to do it. Produce, for example. If there's any of it rotting, I have seen that plenty of times. Pick up a thing of oranges and it's rotting. That's disgusting for one thing. I really don't care what reason it's there. It shouldn't be there. If you need to check it every 5 minutes, check it every 5 minutes. If anything is rotting or moldy or gross, check the product first. Check and see how it's holding up because maybe you got a bad batch. But a customer should never pick that up. That's disgusting. That's poor standards. I would think a store manager would pay better attention to that. I would think a supervisor would be looking for that. But even a base level employee, do you really want to have rotting product in a store that you work for? Well, I just work here. I don't know. That's a lovely excuse. Do you also hang up the phone when you're pissed off with someone and go, the phone cut out? I've seen that plenty of times because people don't want to actually care. Sweep the floor. Well, it's annoying. Everything is annoying. Sweep the floor. Go out in the parking lot. Excuse me. Go in the parking lot and tell me what you see. Is there trash in the parking lot? Well, you already failed. Are there rocks in the parking lot? Well, there are rocks. You have those those, I can't English today, apparently. You have those structures where the trees are at, and you have rocks thrown in them, because it looks pretty. It's like a medium on the road or whatever, the parking lot. Put them in there. That's where they were. Get a broom, get a dustpan, sweep them up, and go put them in there. Get a bucket. I really don't care how you do it. Get a shopping cart if it makes you feel better. If there are shopping carts out there in the parking spaces, go move them. You don't just leave them there and someone will find some other parking spot. I really don't care if there is one of them out in the middle of the parking lot and nobody's there. Go move it anyway. Well, why can't someone go and pick a different spot? Why can't you go and move the cart? You're going to have an aneurysm, going to fall off a cliff, you're going to cease to exist because you had to move a cart. There should only be like maybe at most 3 carts in a corral at a time. Corrals are not made. Excuse me. Maybe that'll be a little bit better. Ginger tea does wonders. A corral is not made to stack carts. Corrals are made for people to put the carts in, because we all know that humans will just shove something wherever they can and go, there, I did something. Actually, we know that humans will just leave crap where it is, which is even worse. So that's what they're there for, to try and provide an area to put them so they're not sprawled everywhere, because people really don't care. They should, but they don't. But there shouldn't be a stack of them in there. And I've seen, a lot of times where the store gets busy and the corrals get stacked full of the carts. Do you really have so few people? Now I get it, hiring crisis, we can't find anybody, nobody wants to work, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. Except that's a conversation that honestly nobody really wants to have, because it's not nobody wants to work, it's nobody wants to have piffle wages, so that way people at the top can shriek and scream quarterly profits to the point that they blow a gasket in their brain, because that's what that's about. But that's a different story for another time. You should be caring. Now, I'm a believer, and like both sides, pay your people well. Not I'm going to pay you as little as possible, and if you don't like it, work 4 other jobs. But I'm also a believer, and if you get paid to do a job, don't half-ass it because you don't like how little you're being paid. If you are a greeter, for example, at Walmart or Home Depot or whatever, if your job is to greet people, it's not to walk around going, "Hi, welcome in," and that's it. That's completely useless. Well, I'm a greeter, so you just stand there screaming hi. You can't say good afternoon. You can't say good morning. You can't say welcome in, sir. Welcome in, madam. You can't say any of that. You can't grab the little baskets and offer one. You can't offer a coupon. You can't tell anybody about deals. It just has to be hi, welcome in, hi, welcome in. If you're going to hire someone to be a greeter, at least have them do something other than just saying hi, welcome in. Anybody can do that. Standard customer service is to greet people with hi, welcome in, and, ask, is there anything I can help you with? Granted, what I wouldn't do is the moment someone walks in the door, get in their face with hi, welcome in, how can I help you? Give people a minute to walk around. If they look like they don't know what the hell they're looking for, you don't wait for them to go find you. You go find them. Stop what you're doing and go ask, you look like you're having difficulty finding something. How may I help you? Is there something I can take you to? If they tell you what they're looking for, do not point. Go down this aisle, it's over here. Go show them. Something I always suggest doing, because it removes any ambiguity. When you go show them where it's at, go point right to the object. Like, put your hand up there, touch it, whatever you need to do to make it abundantly clear. Sometimes people are so scatterbrained that you could be looking at it and they're seeing something else if you touch the product, which there's nothing wrong with that. It zeroes in their eyes on exactly what they're looking for, which kind of helps them find it in the aisle. It's a way to secure where it's at for them. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to hurt them. But it shows that you care. Do not ever just point. That's lazy. Excuse me. That's tacky. You can do a hell of a lot better, and it's poor level service. It's poor level service. Cashiers, like the self-checkout. Why do you need to have your phone out? I mean, are you really so bored that you can't find something to clean or face? I'm sure the store probably just looks ridiculously pristine. And so you clearly couldn't have anything to do until someone walks over there and starts using it. You can't fluff the bags. You can't clean the area. You couldn't make sure that the little trays up there that have stuff in them look clean and well faced. I mean, I'm sure you just couldn't find anything remotely to do but get on your phone. Of course, the other thing that bugs the crap out of me, which is low standards, is when you have, a decent supply of customers coming in, even if it's a little bit slow and they're coming over to the self-checkouts, why are you all having a conversation with one another? Do you really need to talk about whatever barbecue is going on or what shoes someone found last weekend? You can't try to have conversation with the customers. You can't greet them. You can't let them know what's open. You can't ask them if they need anything. I get it. In America right now, we take standards and we toss them out the door. We pretty much go, here's what I am, here's what I have. If you don't like it, you're a bigot or some stupid drivel. But really, some of work ethic really is presenting and treating people well. And customer service 101 is taking care of your people, like high-level hospitality. And these retail places don't seem to have that. And the excuse that I keep hearing is, well, we can't find anyone who wants to work. There's a mix of both. There's the younger generation who doesn't want to work at all. They just want to post online. I've seen it. I'm not accusing all of them. I didn't say every single person born in the younger generation just doesn't want to work and they just want to Instagram all day. But I've met quite a few who would rather just TikTok all day. I get it. There's also, middle and older generations who don't want to work for that low of a wage. That's kind of an insult to the skill sets they have. But you got to take what you got to take. And companies are also trying to treat it like they need to make sure that they can lowball everything everywhere. Quarterly profits has turned into burn everything down to shoot as much money upward. And when the system crashes, sail off into the sunset and leave the decay for everyone else to handle, which is pathetic. But anyway, these things are important if you want better traffic. Make sure the place looks nice. Put the product on the shelf properly, not just stuff it in there. Bags, like chips bags or whatnot, fluff them without any crinkles, line them up, slant them so that way they're leaning back a little bit so it kind of reflects off the light. Boxes should always be aligned. There shouldn't be any off slanting. And don't shove so much in there that if someone pulls one out, other stuff falls, or if they move anything, stuff falls. You don't need to shove everything in there to the point that you're pretty much cramming. Don't cram. Put a little bit of space. You don't need much, but a little bit. Dust product off. Dust the damn shelf off. If you're going to put product up there, it's first in, first last. Well, if you already have stuff up there, you're going to have to pull that stuff off to put stuff that is that just came in the back. You might as well pull the stuff out and clean it. Yes, clean the product. Like wipe it down. Wipe the shelf down, dust it. You might think people don't care and they don't notice because they're not going to stand there staring at it like they're traumatized, but you shouldn't be letting that be a thing. Meat packages. The meat juice, really? You're going to put that crap on the shelf, nobody's going to check it, and then a customer picks that up and their hands get filthy with that stuff? Really? You should be able to do far better than that. Well, it's meat, it's the product. At that point, you just say, I'm incompetent, I don't solve problems, or I'm lazy. That's really what you're saying. Ain't no reason someone can't go over there with a paper towel and some cleaner or something. I don't really care what, with something, and clean it up so a customer doesn't have to pick that up. Why would you want a customer to get their hand dirty with stuff that should have been contained? This stuff is really not that hard to figure out. I should say I think it's not that hard to figure out because I notice it, but the fact that I notice it so much, I guess, means maybe it's just mind-boggling for Lord knows what unfathomable reason. But if you are getting low traffic, this is obviously not the only thing. It could be other stuff, marketing or whatever. But give these a try first. It's the easiest thing. Look for these. Look how the cleaning regimen is going. Look how stuff is faced, what kind of product that you have. Look at how it's faced on there. Everything should have the label up in front, and the more circular it is, the more a little bit to the left slanted out it should be. It should be pulled up to where the tip of it is lined just at the very base of the shelf, like the very edge of the shelf. Line that product up so that the tip of it lines right up with that the edge. if you don't have a lot of stuff on there, like it's only a few things, you can have a little bit of space in between. That way it doesn't look like everything's just crammed, because not every single thing needs to basically be back to back. Some stuff needs to have a tiny bit of space in there. Um, and that way, at least it's got the symmetrical neatness to it, and it allows you to see what dirt and grime is getting up in there. That way you can clean it better. Um, Parking lots are a big one. Your windows, the infrastructure, make sure stuff is clean, make sure stuff is neat, put stuff where it should go, and make sure that the customer's not having to walk into it. Another big one before I end this, the carts. If they're wet or they have junk in them, please, for God's sake, clean those. If it's a really rainy day, there's no reason you can't have someone out there who cleans carts and gets them ready to be grabbed. You do not want to have a mom who is having to wipe down a cart before she puts her kid in there. I know that's why there are wipe down stations, but the wipe down stations are really there, honestly, because they want to make sure that no one they're paying has to do that. It's just convenient for the customer. Why is the customer having to do that? You can't manage that yourself, really. As a company that makes supposedly a lot of money, you can't manage to have someone wipe down carts. You need to do it for the customer, but you got enough money to put someone at the front who half the time will hide out of plain sight to just sit in a chair and say, "Welcome in." I mean, that seems absurd to me, but I guess someone thought it was a good business move. But anyway, if this has been helpful at all, let me know. If it was boring, I apologize. It's just something I wanted to throw out there. If you guys have any other ideas or any things you want me to go over, by all means, let me know. Please help me grow this channel. Like, subscribe, share, let people know what I have on here. I'm happy to go on, honestly, rants about really anything. It's a decent place to vent. So I hope you enjoyed. Until next time, you guys.